Could Solana really hit $1,000 in 2025? Lots of signs are pointing to that, so let's take a look at why this could be a reality very soon. In this video, I'll go over 8 of the most important factors, including 3 price models that show Sol often moving 4 times faster than Bitcoin's percentage gain. The macro stuff like the federal rate cuts that can pour fresh cash into crypto. Monster tech upgrades such as an update called Firedancer hitting the testnet 1 million transaction per second record. Things like on-chain growth, like when Phantom passed Coinbase on the App Store charts. Market cap records, like how Sol is now sitting at 1/3 of Ethereum's size and is really closing that gap very fast. Other real risks like network hiccups, the MoonShot case that really pushes our $1,000 headline, and lastly, a really simple trade plan with very key support and resistance lines that show you that you're not guessing. So stick around because by the end, you'll know exactly why that 4-digit target comes up, what could actually derail it, and how to ride the wave instead of encountering losses. So let's dive in. Okay, so let's zoom out and see what the big picture looks like that can actually push crypto higher. First off, the US Fed is signaling that it will trim interest rates, making money cheaper and risk assets hotter. Europe's central bank is actually doing the same thing, rolling out its 7th cut in a year to spark growth. China just added fresh stimulus to keep its economy on a 5% growth track. Wall Street is already pouring in. The SEC greenlit spot Bitcoin ETFs in early 2024, so regular spot traders can buy Bitcoin just like they buy Apple shares. And if you don't know, an ETF is something called an exchange traded fund, where same thing like I mentioned before, stock traders can go on an exchange and buy it as a representation of Bitcoin's price without actually buying Bitcoin. And now CBOE, which is an exchange, is asking to list a spot Solana ETF, and the SEC has to decide by October of 2025. So stack that on top of the April 2024 Bitcoin halving, which cuts the new Bitcoin in half and has really sparked rallies every cycle, and you get a recipe of easy money, new buyers, and shrinking supply. All of these macro tailwinds could be the wind in Solana's sails as we sail towards that $1,000 headline price. But even the best breeze won't help if your ship is slow in general. So let's see how Solana is turning itself into one of those fast ships. First up is something called Firedancer. It's a brand new validator client from Jump Crypto that just hit 1 million transactions per second in testnet. That's over 300 times today's live speed. Essentially what this means is faster blocks, and faster blocks mean fewer jams when everybody rushes in. More transactions is better for scalability. When more people want to use the same network, more transactions can be processed, so it can be scaled up for, general use of the public, more and more people, aka worldwide usage. Next are token extensions. PayPal's PYUSD stablecoin launched on Solana because these extensions add confidential transfers and transfer hooks. These let merchants hide the amounts from other people while staying compliant. This is basically a built-in feature that's not a separate smart contract, and it shows how Solana is really baking, kind of Wall Street level tools right into the base layer. Solana really also has its eye on the future with a quantum proof coding, something called a Winternitz vault. This vault swaps regular signatures for a one-time hash-based math that experts are saying is tough enough for even tomorrow's, aka the future's quantum computers to not be able to break. With this specifically, that just means that every transaction has a fresh key or fresh password, so hackers can't really reuse anything and determine what the keys are to hack into your account or hack into the base net itself. So putting this all together, the speed of Firedancer and the level of transactions, the tricks that they're using with PayPal's stablecoin, that it's kind of like a bank level feature, as well as this high level of security, Solana really is looking ready for much higher traffic in 2025, and it's turning it into the mega bull run that everybody's hoping for. All that excitement is already showing up on chain. On chain just means that it's happening right on the public blockchain where anybody can check the transactions and see what's going on. In Solana's DeFi world, which is short for decentralized finance, aka money applications that work without banks or a central entity, people have parked over $13 billion. That huge pile of money is called total value locked, or TVL. This total is more than half of all the action happening on every decentralized exchange. And a decentralized exchange is like a coin trading market with no central entity. These trading markets are very, very busy. In 2024, people swapped $626 billion worth of coins on Solana decentralized exchanges, almost catching up to Ethereum's $674 billion. Regular everyday users, just like you and me, are also joining the party. The Phantom wallet, which is a phone app or a Chrome extension for holding your crypto on the Solana blockchain, it jumped above Coinbase on the App Store when everybody was chasing meme coins in the last few months of 2024 and the early few months of 2025. On the more institutional side of things, big payment companies noticed all this traffic as well. Visa now moves USDC, which is stablecoin based on the dollar, for partners like WorldPay and Nuvi using Solana's super fast payment rails. This is just a tech term for places that move money. Even with all of that traffic, Solana's address count keeps climbing. Analysts have tracked a fresh surge of active wallets this quarter while the price lagged. The hint of demand is what bullish people love to see. In short, the pipes are already gushing, and if price ever plays catch up with usage, our 4-digit headline suddenly feels a lot less crazy. Big pipes, though, unfortunately don't matter if the neighbors own the whole pool. So let's size up Solana next to the heavy hitters. Ethereum's base layer still crawls at just 12 to 15 transactions per second. And when gas is very busy, this is the cost per transaction, fees jump up well past the, buying a cup of coffee level. XRP Ledger's entire DeFi stack holds barely $80 million in TVL. Over on Cardano, the network averages around 71,000 daily transactions, while Polkadot sees roughly 763,000 thanks to its current rollups. Both of these are miles below Solana's multi-million transaction count. Meanwhile, decentralized app builders are voting with their keyboards. 7,625 new developers joined Solana in 2024, topping Ethereum's intake. Clearly, Solana is the most popular blockchain amongst new developers. And yet, Solana's market cap, about $78 billion versus Ethereum's $225 billion, is still just a third of Ethereum's size. The translation of what this means, Solana is swinging in the same ring, it's punching faster, and still has plenty of room to bulk up. Still, every champ has soft spots we need to watch. Solana's chain froze in February of 2023 for nearly 18 hours and needed a full validator reboot. A glitch like that during peak hype could spook some newcomers. Then, of course, there's Uncle Sam. In the big Binance lawsuit, the SEC listed Sol as an unregistered security, clouding US exchange support. Cheap fees can also backfire. During the recent frenzy with Bonk, bots flooded the network with billions of tiny trades and slowed things down a ton. And if you're not familiar, Bonk is just a meme coin that's on the Solana blockchain. And finally, rivaling coins are waiving fat grants. Reports note that Sui and Aptos are courting developers as next-gen Solana alternatives. Keep an eye on things like uptime, referring to when Sol dropped out for 18 hours, other things like clearer rules, and builder or developer loyalty. Solana really needs all three of these locked down before that 4-digit dream feels really safe. So let's dream a bit. What happens if every piece falls perfectly into place? The Firedancer update leaves testnet and brings its 1 million transactions per second speed onto the mainnet, wiping out congestion worries. At the same time, we're going to dream that CBOE's spot Solana ETF gets the go-ahead. The final deadline is in October of 2025, opening the door for pension fund money to scoop up some Sol. App builders and developers are already piling in. Over 7,600 new developers joined Solana in 2024, more than any chain, even Ethereum. More applications mean more real use, and the chain is ready. Solana's decentralized finance just cracked $13 billion on TVL and 63% of all decentralized exchange volume. Now drop in a huge Bitcoin bull run. Analysts are shooting for Bitcoin towards $200,000 within 2025. And market models say Solana often moves about 4 times Bitcoin's percentage gain during a bull run. Some even say the Solana percentage gains could go 6 times higher if Bitcoin hits something like $175,000. Stack lightning fast technology, fresh Wall Street cash, swelling developer power, and a roaring macroeconomic tide, and suddenly that 4-digit Solana headline feels a lot less hype and a lot more like simple math. So if the stars line up, you still need a map. Chart watchers say that the $110 to $120 zone has held as Sol's reload area ever since buyers defended it after a big tech unlock. Over the top of that, the next wall is the old $260 all-time high from November of 2021. A clean break from there puts price in an open sky scenario where it's just new all-time highs continuously after that. Classic Fibonacci math, which is used in price charting, and you don't need to know all the specifics there, then drops 2 signposts. $415 at the 1.618 extension, which is kind of a line used in this Fibonacci charting, and then $660 at the 2.618 Fibonacci extension. This is what a Fibonacci extension looks like on a chart. Again, this is not something that you need to dive super deep into, but each of these lines is one of those particular numbers. Like I mentioned, the 1.618 or the 2.618, as you can see right here, this particular Fibonacci extension is really being used in the past as a line of resistance where the price wouldn't break very far beyond that. Timing is also very important. History shows that altcoins usually sprint 6 to 12 months after a Bitcoin halving. During the cycle, this will be about late summer of 2025. A really handy tell for this is the SOL to Bitcoin chart. Right now, one SOL is equal to about 0.0015 Bitcoin. If that ratio starts printing higher highs while Bitcoin cools, it's often the whistle for an altcoin season turning on. Now blend those levels with patience. Buy near solid support, trim near Fibonacci retracements, and watch the calendar. This will give you a simple playbook in case that 4-digit SOL headline flashes within the next year. Okay, so now you've got the whole map now. Price math that points to 400, 660, and maybe a wild $1,000 price point. Macro wins like rate cuts, ETFs, and the post-halving pop. Other things like tech upgrades like Firedancer and token extensions, real-world use from Visa, PayPal, and a $13 billion DeFi pile. A checklist of risks, things like outages, SEC attention, and meme coin spam, plus an easy trade plan with supports, Fibonacci stops, and the SOL to Bitcoin price signal. Stack all of this together and you're really ready to, watch the wave of Solana and be ready for it. If you're ready to get into crypto as well as Solana, I'll leave links to Coinbase and crypto.com in the description where you'll get $50 of crypto just for signing up with those links. And if you're interested in meme coins, I'll leave a link to MoonShot in the description as well, where you can claim some free meme coins just for using that link. If you enjoyed and learned something, make sure to hit that like button and hit subscribe so you never miss all the updates on crypto during this bull run. Let me know what you think about Solana and where the price movement's going to go. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.